Okay, so even though this is kind of rough and it isn't, really where I want it to be, I just kind of wanted to show you the state of the game right now. Basically, I've hooked up, the actual structure sort of the game now. So now, like if you, press start, it actually skips and goes to the title screen. Um, I have a player select screen. Now, there's kind of a lot to talk about here. This is really incomplete. I'm still kind of hashing it out, but I'll just tell you the idea and what I'm going for. So basically, because the game is going to let you play as every character in the game, the old character select screen will not work. I don't have larger, higher resolution graphics for all the characters. It's not there. It'll look stupid and shitty. And so, because I'm such a big fan of treasure games, I'm basically kind of following the Yu Yu Hakusho Mega Drive style character select screen where each character has a pointer and you can basically just like hover over the character that you want to be and and pick them that way. And so basically, I'm going to be doing like color palette variations. Like so this pointer, this finger pointer, is actually like the go next finger that appears. In the original game, when it's telling you to keep going. But I've basically just rotated it 90 degrees and used it as a cursor. Also, even though it's kind of comical, like how pretentious I can make even a Final Fight game, but I actually kind of went for some thematic stuff on this character select screen. So basically, like if you see these, these building and window graphics over here, this is actually the background from the original player select screen, and look at the contrast. On the left side with Hagar, Cody, and Guy, you have this kind of clean-looking, nice painted building, and then on the right side, where all the enemies are, you have the slum and broken down everything. So I just kind of set that up, with a clear, divider. And basically, the way the final game is going to work is, it's like as you unlock more and more of the enemies, basically they're just going to keep piling up on this screen, and kind of keep spilling over more and more of the pole or the divider here. For the bottom, basically that is just going to be something where it just says like press start or like join game, and when you hover over somebody, it's just going to show like their energy bar character portrait, and so like player one, Sodom or something. That's kind of the plan for that. So I have an idea. I think it'll basically work. And this is functional. And so now that kind of garbage is out of the way. What I'm really excited about and what I really wanted to show you is how well Sodom actually turned out. Oh yeah, you'll notice here like I've hooked up. Even though I just kind of fudged it, just for testing purposes, but I basically said that that he had less than 100% of his health, and you can see how the energy bar hookup is actually reflecting the character's health. So a few things to notice here is the animation system allows idle animation, so you can see that Sodom will occasionally turn and look at you saying, "Hey asshole, let's rumble." But really though, and so I've hooked up a lot of gameplay stuff. I've done actually the funny thing is I've done more gameplay work on Sodom than I have on the main characters so far. But the thing is, like it's awesome because Sodom turned out so wonderfully. He's so fucking fun to play. He actually might be my favorite character. So here's the stuff that I've done. I've hooked up the input system where it can actually detect whether you're like double tapping or like holding down keys and all that basic stuff. And so he can move, he can jump, he has, basic attacks, strong, weak attack, that's basically his move set. But check this shit out. Double tapping, makes him charge. And the thing about this too is like this isn't like one of those shitty charges where like when you play a game, it annoys you. Like when you're charging, you can actually move up and down. And you can actually jump out of a charge, do an air attack out of a charge. Oh man, I love this shit because it really, I know exactly how it's going to end up playing. It's going to be so fun. So while you're charging, whether you do a weak or a strong attack. See, he actually has like kind of like a sliding finish. And this move I really love. Like when you charge and do his strong thing, he actually, so see this strong attack, he's basically starting, raising his arm and then going down, slicing downwards. And so basically for his charging sliding attack, what we do is we reverse that animation, and we make him do like an upward slice. And basically what this move's going to do is when he hits somebody with that, it's going to knock him up in the air. And when they're up in the air, you're going to go to juggle them and kick the shit out of them. So yeah, I'm telling you, man, this guy's a fucking badass. He's going to be really fucking fun to play. Yeah, I mean, the moveset is already awesome. Like, it's already fun. It's already awesome to play. Yeah, and so you can see, like, too, how, like I was saying, the structure of the game is hooked up. Even though I haven't done all of, like, the little tiny events at the end of each stage, like the characters walking down the stairs yet, because that is pending doing, hooking up the collision data for the stages. But you can see though how, I actually have hooked it up where, when you get to the end of the stage, it actually does, go through the stages. So I actually can, from start to finish, go through the entire game now, which is, kind of nice. But you can see though how it is shaping up. You can see kind of how, like, the final state of this thing, how it'll end up being. But yeah, it's pretty fucking exciting. See, the thing about this too is, like, so, I mean, you know how, like, with arcade cabinets, they say, don't make the arcade cabinet playable before you're done, putting all the finishing touches on it and everything too. That's actually the real reason that I haven't hooked up the collision detection yet, because I know once I get this playable and finished, I'm just going to be fucking around and actually playing the game and not doing all the tedious little shit that I want to do. And so that's part of the reason that I am, like, subconsciously I'm actually putting it off. I'm actually delaying it. I'm trying to get in all of these little nitty gritty details, trying to work all that stuff out, because I just know that if I have it all, like, playable and basically, ready to go before I do that stuff, like, it's going to be really hard to go back and do it all. So that's why I'm really trying to just kind of take care of all of this, like, tedious little details that, even though they're tedious to actually, like, program and put together, there's stuff that, you really appreciate when you play the game. Yeah, I mean, also, even though you can't really see, I've made a lot of optimizations. I've been kind of, like, cleaning up the program as I go through this stuff. And so basically I was testing on, like, one of my secondary computers that I have hooked up to a TV, and that was basically, like, an optimized build and everything. And it just kind of made me laugh because I was looking at the CPU usage while it was running. And that TV is only 60 hertz. So it only has to run at 60 hertz. Right now I'm playing on a 144 hertz monitor, so it actually has to update, at 144 hertz, uses more CPU. But in any case, like, on a 60 hertz setup, like the CPU usage was actually just sitting at 0. It wasn't even doing anything, which I thought was pretty hilarious. But yeah, man, Sodom is fucking awesome, man. I actually wasn't even expecting it, to turn out this well. I mean, like, the gameplay already is, like, it feels tight, it feels good. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, so, yeah, and some of the stage stuff, basically, like, it isn't entirely, see that, I'm gonna have to see with the collision, I'm gonna have to work that out, so they can't clip through there. But like I'm saying though, that is just all, like, tedious shit that I want to take care of before the game is actually completely wrapped up, because like I said, it's going to be hard to go back and do all that stuff after the game is, like, fully playable and going there. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine 10 of these guys just crushing a large stage, with a really crazy aspect ratio. It's gonna be pretty nuts. So yeah, I mean, but you can see though it is the structure is big. Oh yeah, and then just one other thing I want to show you that I realized when doing Sodom and Damned and Eddie. I haven't shown Eddie. Eddie, you're gonna get a kick out of the implementation of Eddie. Eddie is fucking hilarious, man. He's gonna be so fun to play. Actually, that is the funny thing. I mean, really, I think when the dust is settled on this, I think people might actually find themselves playing as the bosses more than the three main characters, just because like they're hilarious and have hilarious moves. And oh yeah, and Eddie's his idle animation is gonna be like his chewing his gum, but no, but I just want to show you like something that I'm gonna have to go back and fix just because it's something that I didn't think about, and obviously they wouldn't have dealt with it in the original game because it just wasn't an issue. But see how like on the elevator stage, this asshole is too big for the elevator. I'm gonna have to I mean, especially like some of the other characters, like Eddie is fucking huge, man. He's too big for the elevator. I'm gonna have to do something where the elevator is it's a little bit wider to actually accommodate all these assholes. But I mean, you can see this crap. It's like they don't even fit. There's some minor like clipping on this stuff because they're just too big for it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust the elevator graphics to actually be able to fit all of these guys. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just going to be tweaking, a few of the graphics, and then just the numbers will adjust. But yeah, I see there's some kind of clipping there, but yeah. But I just want to show you though basically how we can get really all the way to the end of the game now. It's actually hooked up in that sense. Yeah, and also after really looking at it, like staring at it for a long time, I decided to not go with the 2 layers of cloud parallax here. I just didn't like the way it looked, so I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I'm going to be doing like a ton of tweaking on this. I mean, I'm never happy with anything. I'm going to be fucking around with this until the minute before I release it, probably. But yeah, though I mean, but you can see though it is taking shape. The structure is forming. The final picture is becoming more clear. I'm gonna have to think about like all the things that basically all the different ways. I mean, I won't talk about it now just because I want it to be kind of fun, be kind of a surprise. But there will be all kinds of fun ways, like interesting things you do in the game to unlock the bosses. But yeah, so that's the current status.